Good day, grade 4 pupils. Today we will have a short review about multiplication and division. Now we will have first the multiplication, and let's start with this example. 225 multiplied by 210. Let's write first our equation. 225 multiplied by 210. So always remember that in multiplying, two or more numbers always start with the ones place, then followed by the tens, and then the hundreds, and so on and so forth. 225 is what we called the multiplicand. This is the number that is to be multiplied, while 210 is what we called multiplier. This is the number by which it is multiplied. Now let's start solving this one. As you can see, this is 0. And there's a property in multiplication that is called zero property of multiplication. And this means that any number that is multiplied with 0 will equal to 0. Just like this one. 0 times 5 is equals to 0. 0 times 2 is equals to 0. And 0 times 2 will equal to 0. Next is 2 times 1. As you can see, this is number 1. There is also a property in multiplication that is called identity property, which means that any number that is multiplied with 1 will equal to the number that is multiplied with 1, just like this one. 1 times 5 will equal to 5. 1 times 2 is equals to 2. 1 times 2 is also 2. So that is what we call the identity property of multiplication. Now let's move on. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So we'll put the 0 here and carry 1. 2 times 2 is equals to 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. 2 times 2 is equals to 4. Now we will add this one. 0, bring down 0. 0 plus 5 is equals to 5. 0 plus 2 is equals to 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 2 is equals to 7 and bring down 4. So this is what we called the product. The result of multiplication is called product. And now let's proceed to division with this example. 82,656 divided by 168. Now let's proceed to our second equation, and this is for the division. 82,656 divided by 168. So this is what we called the dividend. It means that this is the number in which is to be divided. While this one, this is what we called the divisor. It is the number by which the dividend is being divided by. Now let's start solving this one. 82,656 divided by 168. Now let's start this. We will cover this one first. and we will save that one for later. Pila ka 168 ang naa sa 826 or 826? How many 168 are there in 826? So let's solve. So there are 168 in 826. So 4 times 168 is equals to 672. Now let's subtract. 6 minus 2 is equals to 4. 2 minus 7 cannot be, so 2 will borrow from 8. So this will be 12, and this one will become 7. 12 minus 7 is equals to 5. And 7 minus 6 is equals to 1. And now we will bring down the number 5. So how many 168 are there in 1545? So there are 9. Because if 10, we will exceed. 9 times 168 is equals to 1512. And now let's subtract. 5 minus 2 is equals to 3. 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. Let's just put an X mark. 1 minus 1 is 0. Now, let's bring down the number 6. How many 168 are there in 336? Yes, there are 2 168 in 336. Now, 2 times 168 is equals to 336. And again, we will subtract. 6 minus 6 is equals to 0. 3 minus 3 is equals to 0. And 3 minus 3 is again 0. So this is what we called the quotient.